Hello and welcome back to yet another Lockdown Filmageddon vodcast. Vodcast number 16 with me, the Quizmaster, Frank Soldato, and my faithful Quisling on the other side of the world. I could be touching him right now, patting him on the back, but I'm not. It's Adam Grundy. Hello, Adam.
Hi, Frank, the Quizmaster. How are you doing?
I am doing okay. I feel a bit like... I think I'm feeling that burnout sensation that a lot of people are feeling out in the world right now. I need to stop. I've said it before. I need to stop looking at so many screens for so long. I'm doing it for a bit of work. I'm doing it for the quiz. I'm doing it for all this stuff. My eyeballs just hurt, and I think they might just fall out of my head by the end of this thing. But besides that, can't complain. Having fun doing what we're doing. Having fun being here talking to you. Having fun yesterday when we did the Rewind Film Quiz number 4. It was another good one, I think. Another good one in the books. A couple of little hiccups here and there, but hey, we're having fun along the way. What about you? You doing okay?
Fine. Not as tired. I had a nice little sleep in after the old 3:30 ending. We actually ended a little bit earlier, I thought, than last time, which is usually the live lockdown's a bit of a longer quiz. But you know what? Worth staying up for. It was a good night. It was the questions were hard. Mm-hmm. It was also very interesting because this is the weekly Rewind quiz, and we're able to go back and look at old rounds that we've done at the Prince Charles, and it's so interesting to be like knowing, especially the soundtrack round. I was like, oh fuck, I remember this one. And it's just like a flashback to being stood in a cinema, just being like, what is this? And yeah, some of the answers threw me and through a lot of the people who played, because some of those answers were very good and some were confusing.
Well, let's get right into it then. Let's take a look over at the big answer board, our massive spreadsheet of teams and answers, a lot of green. A lot of white. White isn't good. Yellow. Those are some of the funny ones, people. We'll go over those. But yeah, as you can see, for the most part, a lot of green last night. We had some pretty high scores, and we will get to the scores and standings a bit later in this here vodcast. But we're changing it up tonight. We're actually going to go over some of our favorite answers first. We're gonna tease you. We're gonna just tickle under your chin and just say, "Come, stay with us for a while. Don't just get the winners and then leave. No, you're gonna stay with us tonight." Or you could just tune off now and wait and see it on Twitter later. But you don't have to do that. You don't.
Yeah, let's not ruin the illusion. This is an exclusive.
Exclusive,
okay?
That's right, and that's why people watch. Let's kick things off then. We started off with the obscured rounds. Now, again, another peek behind the curtain here. Me and Adam split the grading this week. Adam did the first 3 rounds. I was across the second 3 rounds, or as I like to call them, the problem rounds. But we'll get to those in a bit. So let's go over some of the good answers from the obscured round. Obviously, I thought a lot more people would know Rudy, but not many people did. A lot of people were guessing American football movies, but it was actually probably one of the ones that people got the most incorrect on throughout this quiz, because I'm only seeing a handful of Rudys here.
Yeah, I think especially with this round, because you said it when you were giving the results that like, hey, I'm American and this is how I've grown up, and I'm just automatically drawn to some sports films over maybe other films such as Goal, the trilogy of Goal. But yeah, I think Rudy's definitely one that has passed me by, and it's then interesting to see certain films during this section where people were putting like Any Given Sunday. Is it Any Given Sunday? And you're like, you could just leave it blank if you don't know. But I guess it is kind of better to just have a punt and guess. So yeah, a lot of guesses for the longest yard and Any Given Sunday for this particular one. But yeah, especially the rest of the round.
The Hustler. A lot of people got the old Hustler. Someone put Pot Black. Sure. I think that was maybe a little hint of themselves. On the Waterfront, that's a pretty good answer, considering, sports movies and stuff. Pockets, never heard of that. But yeah, a lot of people got The Hustler, the original The Hustler. Warrior, I'd say a handful of people did that. A lot of people put The Fighter, a couple of Rockies in there. Obviously, if you're not as into your Rocky as me, then it could fool you. But it would never fool me, because I am the Rocky aficionado of Filmageddon.
You made the quiz, though. You made the quiz. Of course, not going to get past you. You knew literally all of these.
You'd say that, but a couple of things did get past me.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
Next up, another American football movie. We got Any Given Sunday. More people got this than Rudy. I just thought Rudy was one of those films, like this inspirational film that was crossed culture and everything. I thought it goes beyond the football because it's like the underdog pushing through and coming through, but apparently not. More people like the Oliver Stone Any Given Sunday, which is a good movie in its own right. Caddyshack was number 5. Number 6 was Slapshot. Again, surprise, so many people got Slapshot. That is it's sort of a cult film as well, as I said during the quiz.
You say that though because someone puts, so we had Slapshot was, like you say, I was surprised too. A lot of guesses for like the Mighty Ducks. Someone put Flapshot, which on Any Given Sunday I might mark as right, but no, sorry, you put Flapshot. And someone Miracle on Ice, but the best one I thought was Seabiscuit. I don't know what about, and I can't remember too well about the footage, but I'm pretty sure none of that led people to believe, especially if people are guessing the Mighty Ducks. I assumed that blurred round was like ice and, the sound of ice. At what point is Seabiscuit on ice? Don't give them any ideas.
We could do
because they will.
Well, let's get some skates on that horse. Let's do it.
Yes.
Do this.
Yeah, you could, instead of having the horse shoe, it would just be a blade, clearly. Like they've got the build there for it. This isn't okay. We'll speak after this stream.
Another American football movie, Varsity Blues, showing up. Yeah, you can sort of tell the American football movies people start dwindling away, but Varsity Blues was one that was interesting, special for me growing up. Like I said again during the quiz, snuck into that as a child, not really a child, like borderline teenager at the time, but I shouldn't have been seeing that movie. White Man Can't Jump. A lot of you guys knew that. You could pick up Woody Harrelson there doing his thing. And then we got Rocky 3, of course, because he's fighting Thunderlips, Hulk Hogan, the hot dog man himself, racist man, millionaire, close to billionaire probably, because of the lawsuit and everything like that. And there you go, Rocky 3. A lot of you got that, but a lot of other people guessed Rocky 4, Rocky Balboa. Those are the kind of responses that I wanted this to elicit, and I'm glad to see the confusion, but enough people knew that it was a Rocky, just not which Rocky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's confusing because you can hear the sounds and everything, but it's just there's so many of those Rocky films that it's definitely you just taking a punt. But yeah, congratulations to people who did get number 3 specifically.
And 10 we got The Bad News Bears, baseball film comedy with Walter Matthau. If you've never seen it, go watch it. It is great. And like I said, the remake's good too. Although somebody didn't really understand, I don't think, because they put Air Bud, which is it's right up our avenue here. I mean, and they did make Air Bud, I think, where he played baseball, but that might have been the 3rd or the 4th. I don't know.
One, there's Golden Receiver.
That's the second one.
Then there's
he's a goalie. He's a keeper at one point, I think.
Yes.
All right.
There's a lot more to the Filmageddon world with Air Bud because it's an untapped resource of gold. I think
I need to check if Air Bud did play baseball. I'm googling this right now.
Please do.
We've got Air Bud, 1997. That is when he played basketball. We have Air Bud, Golden Receiver, 1998, American football.
Because he's a dog, and you get it. Yeah.
Air Bud, World Pup, 2000. Guess what? He's playing soccer. In 2002, Air Bud, 7th inning fetch. Because he plays baseball and he becomes a star player. And then 2003, Air Bud Spikes Back, where he played volleyball.
That feels like they're running out.
That was the last Air Bud before they moved to Air Buddies.
They need to do like they should just kind of kick off a full reboot and get him to do like MMA.
Yeah.
Because that would be interesting. Like someone like proper like squaring up, and then it's just like Bud with like little gloves on, and like how would he put his pants on? You know, his shorts, would they be over his like his forelegs, or would it just be his back legs? And then it's just basically a man just. So maybe Michael Vick could play the opponent.
What could be the fun subtitle? Like Air Bud get in the dog cage.
Something
about a cage. Yeah.
Oh yes, I like that. I like that. And then maybe like a sequel where he gets like muzzled because he was like so violent, like he bit. So it's like he bit my ear, and then I don't know.
And then it's a parallel to Mike Tyson at that point. So then it's him like he goes to prison because he bit somebody, or the Pound, which is what he would be. He comes out, gets a little tattoo over one of his eyes, turns to Jesus, and then tries to make a comeback in his old age.
Yes, but then we'd have to reverse it. So then it's back to playing basketball?
Yeah, he goes back to basketball, which is when he was... You know, he let everything else go to his head. He became a star athlete in 5 other sports. That's not gonna not go to anybody's head. That, you know, he let the women, the drugs came into his life. It ruined it. And then he gets brought back down to earth. He loses all the money he made because he's a dog, so he just spent it all on treats. He went to prison. You know, he got rabies, got over the rabies. I don't think you can actually get over rabies. They chop your head off and examine your brain. But he's back now, and it's Air Bud 7 coming clean.
Coming clean. He's a snitch now as well. He snitches. He's a grass. It's an awful idea, and it's something that I would love to work on. So
Great.
Fire up that stolen copy of Final Draft. We're doing this, baby.
We need to make our fictional... We have quite the fictional box set of films that we've wanted to make up till now. Right, round 2 was the soundtracks round. All Coen Brothers soundtracks. Not a lot of incorrect answers, because you guys know Coen Brothers films. But I would say nothing was super... Nothing had a lot of strong answers. Fargo had a lot of right answers, and Oh Brother, Where Art Thou had a lot of right answers. The other ones seemed to confuse a lot of people. True Grit, Man Who Wasn't There, Raising Arizona, Intolerable Cruelty, Hudsucker Proxy. So, yeah, it was a lot hit and miss. A lot of you guys got Big Lebowski and No Country for Old Men, so you picked it up there toward the end of the round. Somebody for Big Lebowski just put True Grit Rock, which I don't understand.
Like that. It sounds like a theater production. Like,
True
let's
Grit?
take True Grit, but make it rock.
Oh, yeah, like, any of the stuff they do down here when they have to fill that theater where they do, like, the Meatloaf song. I mean, he's rock, never mind.
I bought tickets for my mum to go watch that, and she thoroughly enjoyed it.
Is she a Meatloaf fan?
She's a big Meatloaf fan. And it always, every time we do the quiz, and it starts up with the countdown, my eyes can't not focus on the shot from Fight Club of Edward Norton pressed into Meatloaf's titties.
Yes.
I don't know. That's just a confession. Okay, it's a very haunting thing to see.
You can't unsee it. We went to the picture round next. The Pixar voice actors. Again, a lot of right answers here. A lot of you guys love Pixar movies. Everybody loves a Pixar movie, don't we? Everyone knows Patton Oswalt, Ellen DeGeneres, Tim Allen, Brad Bird. Nothing really stumped too many people here.
No. I thought it was funny, though, the one from Finding Nemo. Someone had thought, instead of Ellen DeGeneres, had thought it was Chris Pratt.
Ah, yes.
And Tim Allen, wait.
Instead of Tim Allen for Buzz Lightyear, they thought Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks or Sylvester Stallone.
Yes.
As if the man can piece together a full sentence without sounding like he's chewing marshmallows. Although, proud Evertonian. So.
Has he been in... I know he was in Ants, Sylvester Stallone, as a voice. Was he ever a voice in something else?
Yeah, he does the Bet365 adverts in Angola. He's also the floating head in it. They couldn't get Ray Winston because his agent said no.
Someone, instead of Brad Bird for Edna Mode, thought Lisa Kudrow.
But someone else put Lisa Kudrow instead of in Finding Nemo as well. And it was 2 different people. I assume you don't know each other. Why you're all guessing Lisa Kudrow? I don't know.
Yeah, well, Cars, yeah. Fish Nemo. I like that. I like when people just are trying to give themselves hints. A lot of people were thinking Gerard Butler for Billy Connolly. I mean, this answer here, Craig Ferguson, I actually had to double check it because I thought it was Craig Ferguson before the quiz again. And I was like, wait.
Yeah.
Because it's an indistinguishable thing. And I think, well, Craig Ferguson played, what was he, a Viking in the How to Train Your Dragon series? And then he's like another side character in here. They're like, get a token Scottish comedian, throw him into these old-timey films, and he'll work. And, dang it.
It is funny, like, confusing. I mean, I think Craig Ferguson and Billy Connolly are close to age than maybe Gerard Butler.
I like how some people just put Jerry Butler as if like they're mates.
Jerry. Oh, Jez, do you want to come in? We're doing the quiz. It's about you. I was not in that film.
We're going to skip over the quotes for the minute and we'll go right to the trailer round. Now, here's one that we should probably talk about a bit because there was a bit of controversy, I would say. Controversy? It's not really. I mean, we admitted it. We came clean when we realized the mistake. So I think there was a total of 13 or 14 films in that trailer montage, including the audio. And originally there was only 10 slots for answers, but when I noticed that, I remembered to say, all right, what makes most sense and what we did in the last quiz was there's 10 films plus one audio. So just put 2 films in one answer sheet or in one slot. So a lot of you guys did that. But it turns out there was actually more films, and I don't know how this got by because this is obviously an older round. It came from 2017. So I don't even remember people flagging this at the actual quiz where we did it. Because it is a bit crazy that it's not even included in the little montage of title sequences, because I just don't know how that slips by, because Alien Covenant and Blade Runner 2049 are very obviously in that trailer. So
yeah,
all we could do is hold our hands up here. There were some mistakes, but we worked it out the best way possible. So basically the way we did it is in the 10 slots, I added 2 slots after that. Things froze. So basically, if you got 2 of the right answers in one slot, I gave you a green in the next row. And then if you got, let's say, all 11 plus, then I gave you another point as well. So I tried to be as fair as we can. I think the way I went over it with a fine-tooth comb so a lot of you guys were very good with these. I think the one that threw up a lot of people was like Nut Job 2, which a lot of people thought was Secret Life of Pets or something like that. A lot of people put Pacific Rim 2. That was probably confusing that for Power Rangers. So I think people should be pretty happy with the points we got. Obviously, it wasn't the ideal situation, but this is the problem with going sometimes with these old quizzes, and when you're sort of rushed to put it together, which I sort of found myself, because it's been a hectic week here in the Filmageddon headquarters. But we made it there in the end, and I don't think it messed up the overall standings either, because we double-checked over, obviously, the top 3 or 4 teams, go over all those answers again, just to make sure there's not anything that you could look at as being, like, too close to call, because we're not in it to screw anybody over, trust me. And plus, there's not really a lot to play for here, so nothing, again, to get too bothered about in the end, I think.
No, I mean, it's one of those things that when we do the quiz, and it's very live at the Prince Charles, and it's always like quite frantic because like Frank has his, kind of like when we do the whole thing on Twitch, is that like Frank's got is doing the quiz, and then we're kind of like fielding answers, but we don't really know the answers to the questions, which is like every job in the world. Like most jobs, this isn't paid. So it's very interesting to try and see it kind of happen again in a digital thing. But then because there isn't like a lot of like on the line, then people have been very understanding. And maybe it's the audience as well. Like, to be fair, like Filmageddon's always had quite understanding audience. And like you say, we never try and screw anyone over. So, it's just one of those things. And just really appreciate everyone being really sound with it. Like, thanks.
Yeah, we've got a good, last night we had, I think it like peaked out at like 300 or whatever, but we sort of averaging around 275, 280 viewers. And that's like where we've gotten up to now with the past couple of Rewind quizzes. So like this is our core team here. I'm sure some of you are watching this right now. The core crew watching this, I think we all know what we're getting with Filmageddon, and you know we try to make things fun. We try to do these film quizzes in a different way than other film quizzes out there. We try to make it more of a show out of it. It's been a bit more difficult being stuck behind a computer screen or several computer screens, but you know I think we're making it. And hey, it's one of the best parts of the Rewind quiz is revisiting these things and then getting hit with the realization like, oh yeah, we did screw up. Yeah, we've screwed up once or twice, but show me a perfect person and I will show you Zack Snyder.
Don't ever. We don't want to. I'm going to ban that name from being spoken in Filmageddon. No more. No more about him. He's got enough.
No. He's not. It's not there yet. He's coming back for more. Let's go on to the 1980s yearly beloved horror round. Again, another little flub. Google Forms. Google Forms will be the bane of my existence because whenever, every week when I make the document and I just put in numbers 1, 2, 3, blah, 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 it always wants to default to being number only. And in this case, apparently I missed one, so you could only enter a number for the film in 1980. So what we said was just list both 1980 and 1981 in your first slot. A lot of people caught wise to that, and we were able to go through. Again, I went through it more thoroughly than I would normally, so hopefully everybody got the points that you deserved. 1980 was supposed to be Prom Night. 1981 was meant to be The Howling. Not a lot of people actually got The Howling. A lot of people thought it was American Werewolf in London. And it's if you're confusing those two films, that says to me you really need to go and watch American Werewolf in London. And I guess The Howling. They're both good in their own ways, but they both have some amazing transformation scenes. Someone for 1981, I don't know the thought process here, put Puppet Cop Chucky, ?
Puppet Cop Chucky.
Puppet
What does that even mean?
Chucky. It sounds like a pitch for a new series, and I am down for this. Could this be what the TV series is going to be?
I mean,
Chucky's a cop, and he's teaming up with his new partner, which is a puppet. It could be Slappy from Goosebumps.
Oh, yeah. He's used to wearing a little suit. So if you just stick a little cop hat on him, then job's a good one. Is that not like that Melissa McCarthy film with where she's with all the Muppets, the puppets?
It could be. I remember watching the first 5 minutes of that and turning it off.
Well, it's a good idea, and listen, you can clearly see whoever wrote that, you've got it now. Pitch it. This is your time. This is your moment. You don't sacrifice any rights by submitting it to this film quiz, albeit the best film quiz in the world.
He said it. It's the truth. 1982 was Poltergeist. 1983 was Videodrome. Somebody put Whisk Hand, which I quite enjoyed.
Oh yeah, but there is a bit with No,
it sort of looks like a little whisk, for sure. Yeah. So I see where you're coming from. It tickled me. 1984, A Nightmare on Elm Street. 1985, Return of the Living Dead. 86 was The Hitcher. 87 was Street Trash, which was a tricky one for a lot of people. Although, again, I think more people got Street Trash than got Rudy. So I have no idea what's going on a lot of the time. Killer Clowns from Outer Space, and then Pet Sematary in 1989. That
was my year of birth, Frank. That's when I was born.
You get Pet Sematary. I like some of these answers. I got Return of the Living Dead, which I'm very happy with.
Fair play. Oh, but everyone's happy then.
Somebody put Cat Child for 1980. So this series of events I love. So they did pretty well. This is the same team that put Puppet Cop Chucky. So I'm guessing they're putting hints for themselves, but they all sound like they could be straight-to-video horror movies in their own right. So they put Whisk Hand. Then they put Nightmare on Elm Street. Then was Cat Child, which I'm looking forward to seeing. Good. Then there's Look Who's Talking Look who's talking zombie.
Now that is good. That'll be Kirstie Alley, and John Travolta already looks like he's halfway there anyway. So there could be some. There could be. This is a good idea. We need to get. If they're gonna give everything a reboot or a sequel, then let's get that going. That's the only way to do it.
Wolfman, of course. Jesus Slime for Street Trash, I would assume. Which I did want to make a crack that the main guy looked like he could have been Jesus, so that was pretty good.
Yeah.
And then finally, Knife Man.
Knife Man. That's no bullshit. It's like, oh, what does he have in? What do the killers have in Scream? It's like a long knife. Just knife man.
Stabby stab. Right now, let's go over to one of our favorites. Obviously, the famous film quotes round. It was sci-fi film quotes. A lot of quotes that were pretty people knew because I didn't have a lot to pull from here. Obviously, Keanu. It's there is no spoon. That's the line from that little kid who's probably like 30 now. But what if instead of there is no spoon, Adam, he simply said, it's the Matrix.
It's a bit of fucking...
It's right.
It's like, I actually had the titular line in the Matrix.
It's right on the nose. He knocked that one out. Next up, we had Terminator 2 Judgment Day. I need your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle. And we were pretty tough in grading this. If you didn't put those three in the right order, then you didn't get points for this one, because I give credit to people who can get those things specifically on the nose. So that was the line, but what if instead of that, he said, take your shirt off, you sexy beast.
So close.
I suppose...
It's very interesting, like, with the... with this one, it's like, that's such an iconic line, whereas, like, we did Terminator 2, the first live lockdown, and that was, like, a scene that it's very hard to remember. So, yeah, I found it very interesting to see this one and people getting it. Yeah. Like, especially because it's just like, I need the. But yeah, then the reaction that we had from when we did the scene from Terminator 2, and everyone being like, what the fuck is this? So,
hey, dipshit. Next, we have Soylent Green. It's people. Soylent Green is people. But what if instead of that, he simply just said, they're making food out of humans?
Oh, yeah, you've got to spice it up a little bit.
Quite to the point. He also could have just said, which this one really confuses me a bit, cold, cold mountain.
What the fuck does that mean? Is someone in this in Cold Mountain?
I don't know.
Did they think this was Cold Mountain?
I wish I knew. RoboCop, dead or alive, you're coming with me. What if instead of that, RoboCop simply said, drop and roll?
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Drop and roll. Drop and roll is when you're on fire, not when you're the police.
Not when you're getting arrested. And then this was a good one as well. What if he instead just said, RoboCop, meep morp?
I'd prefer. That's the kind of film I'd be watching, to be fair. That's way more interesting than, like, he's human, or is he now? We've removed so much from him.
Did you ever see the RoboCop remake?
Oh, God, no. Jesus. I sat through the Power Rangers remake. I'm not watching fucking RoboCop's remake.
You've lucked out there because, yeah, it was pretty terrible. But for some reason in that film, like, they decided that RoboCop needed to keep one human hand. So, like, it was all decked out as RoboCop, but, like, one of his hands was, like, his human hand. And they're like, oh, it's to use your, like, you know, your DNA, your fingerprints, to use your guns and stuff. It's like, you're stupid, movie. I don't like you.
That's stupid. Maybe it's like of Mice and Men, like, keeps that hand for his wife. You know, the ranch. You know everyone.
Planet of the Apes, get your stinking paws off me, you damn dirty ape. And what if instead of that, he just finally, you know, Charlton Heston thinks to himself, I'm in this cage, and he just says, let me go, you monkey.
God, that the looks that all the apes give him is basically what it's like when you step off the fucking train in Wigan Northwestern.
It's this look, this one. Ooh,
ooh, I like. We like you.
He could have also said, I am not an animal.
It's a different film altogether. I guess you can confuse elephants and apes, but
let's go to Back to the Future, where the line is roads. Where we're going, we don't need roads. And you
surely everyone got 100% on this one.
Nope, because I was pretty tough with this one, Adam. If you didn't put that first roads, I didn't give you credit. If you just put where we're going, we don't need roads, you didn't get the credit. Because to me, that line, like the cockiness of Doc Brown, doesn't come through unless he asks that question, unless he repeats Marty's stupid comment to him. Like, roads? You little ignoramus. Where we're going, we don't need roads. I paraphrase, of course. But what if instead of roads, where we're going, we don't need roads, he simply said, don't be silly. You have to go back to the future.
Do you know what? I have a sneaking suspicion that might be something from like it sounds like something from like a Family Guy, and I don't think I've ever watched a full episode of, but I just assume it is. So
you wear that like a badge of honor. That
I really do. Yeah. I really do fucking lord that over people. But
it's kind of it's throwing rocks from a glass house, though, isn't it?
Don't come in too hard. Don't come for me. Leave me be.
Star Trek 2. The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. The line goes between both of them. But what if instead, what if one of them said, I'm dying? To which they replied, you are not dying.
That's so shit. That's again it's got to be a placeholder, surely. I mean, no, that's actually too well written out that it must be a real guess.
Yeah,
but you were wrong.
This is a good one as well. What if Spock just simply said, "I love you"? That would have been nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, kind of out of character, but yeah.
Blade Runner didn't really have a lot, if I'm honest. A lot of people either got it or didn't. There wasn't a lot of fun in between, but he could have just said, you wouldn't believe the things I've seen. Which, again, it's kind of, it's close to, I've seen things you wouldn't believe, but...
Yeah. It depends how you read it out, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, you could say anything like that, like, oh my, I've seen things you wouldn't believe.
Ooh, I'm catching a bit of the vapors over here.
Oh, Mr. Dagger, please.
Yoda, do or do not, there is no try. But what if instead he simply said, there is only, you can't.
What's that mean?
I don't know.
Hello, you can't. That's awful.
The last one has a lot, because the last one was obviously a very confusing one for a lot of people. I am your father's brother's nephew's cousin's former roommate. So we got a lot of fun variations here. Let's go through some of them. What if instead of that he says, I am your daddy?
Okay, that's the ending line in the Hercules film starring Hulk Hogan.
Oh. What if instead of I'm your daddy, he simply said, can you hear me?
An educated guess.
Sure.
Awful.
Here we go. Now we're getting into some fun. I am your father's dog walker's friend's brother.
Never mind.
Now?
You tried your best.
What about, I'll see that and I'll raise you one of these. I am your mother's brother's sister's first cousin.
No?
They're
circling the same drain. Circling it, but it's not good.
All right.
You fucked up. You lost your point.
Let's go with, I am your uncle's sister's doctor's cleaner.
Now
we're getting into some professions here.
Yes. Do they exist in space? We don't know.
Maybe in Spaceballs. Maybe we got this one here. I am your uncle's sister's brother's cousin twice removed.
Yeah.
There's a lot of these.
There's a lot of them.
None
of them good.
No, they don't stop. And I'm going to stop it there because they just keep going. But a fair amount of you actually got that one right, which was good. Anyway, those were some of our favorite answers throughout the quiz, some of the funny ones as well. So I think with all that being said, we should probably take a look and find out who won this quiz, shouldn't we?
Yes, let's do this
Good.
shit.
All right, here we go, guys. Weekly Rewind quiz number 4. The moment you've all been waiting for. And here we go. 290 concurrent viewers at our peak, which is great. Again, thank you, everybody, for tuning in for another week. Still can't believe so many people do it all the time. 345 total quizzers. Again, that is amazing. And 104 teams. But there could only be one winner. Although I did think we had our first tie, but after going through the correct answers again, we do have one winner this week, and that winner is... Oh, it's COVID Hasselhoff! I see what you did there.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Look at the Street Sharks going.
Jawsome. Yeah, that's it. We're talking Jawsome. Guys, really big congratulations to you guys for doing that. Let's get... I gotta find it. I've misplaced the team standings. There they are. Here are the complete team standings with some of our favorite team names. COVID Hasselhoff, 54 points. So close at the top this week with 52 points. We have Diplomo and Compliance Boy Strike Again. I recognize that name from a couple of weeks ago. And then we've got, even though we're down to 2, we still believe with 52. And of course, Stay Home, Protect the NHS, Save Lives, Take Car, Go to Mums, Kill Phil, Grab Liz, Go to the Winchester, Have a Nice Cold Pine, Wait for this all to blow over. Also with 52 points, tied in third. So not a lot of separation at the top. And again, only 6 points away from 7 points away from a perfect score for COVID Hasselhoff. And so 105 total teams we had. And just pointing out some of our favorite names here, we've got Release the Ga'Hoole Cut.
Yes, fucking let's get it. If that fucking guy can get his stupid comic book film, let's see more of those owls, man.
We need to know how Longclaw got her start. This is
Longclaw's in the background.
What if... Right, here we go. The Zack Snyder Cinematic Universe. Stay with me for a second here. All right, I'm working this out. So, Legends of Ga'Hoole. That's where Longclaw's from. How did Longclaw get into the Sonic universe? Well, we know that those rings open up portals to other dimensions and other worlds.
Exactly.
Those will allow us, much like Avengers with Doctor Strange and his portals, that will allow the Justice League to cross over. So now when they're spending this 20 to 30 million to finish the Snyder Cut, Longclaw. We get Longclaw in there because there's a superhero in the DC universe called the Owl. And he's a parallel to Batman. So maybe he gets his inspiration from the death of Longclaw, like Batman got his inspiration from the death of his parents. There we go. And I don't know how...
but wait, where does Owlman from Watchmen, directed by Zack Snyder, fit into all of this?
There's so many owls. There's
too many owls.
Was there an owl in Sucker Punch? No one will know, because no one watched it.
I watched it.
Oh, God.
I underwent a brain wipe to have it removed from me.
Was Oscar Isaac's in that, wasn't he?
Sure.
You know for a fact that he was.
I've got it somewhere.
So there you go. The Zack Snyder Cinematic Universe. Release the Ga'Hoole Cut. That was quite good. It's a Von Trapp. I like that.
That's good. Yeah.
Indiana Jones and the Universal Credit as well. That was another good one.
See you soon.
Skeletor's Codpiece. Lost Boys needed more sax, man.
Mm-hmm. They probably did.
We're trying to point out different ones as well, week in, week out. We don't want to keep saying the same ones over and over. So if we don't say your name, don't feel bad. We'll probably get to it another week. The drugs don't work; they make Trump worse is a good one.
I didn't just see Team Discovery Channel. Well,
yeah, Team Discovery Channel.
Really are from Discovery Channel? Then do you need any compliance doing?
That's a Simpsons reference. Don't you worry. Sly and the Family Stallone. This one This one's close to my heart because you know how everybody's got their little list of like, oh, here's what celebrities you share a birthday with, and you're always like, you're always a bit disappointed if you don't have like a AAA name on there. So like. Mm-hmm. I remember when I first looked at my list, it was like, oh, I've got Ava Longoria. Oh, she's attractive. Okay, sure. Not that this means anything in the long run. Oh, and Sylvester Stallone. Yes. Wow, amazing. Turns out it was Sly Stone. And it wasn't Sylvester. I thought it was. I read it as Sly Stallone, and I'm like, awesome. And then found out it was Sly Stone, and I was very disappointed. It made me very sad.
That is bad. I think I've got Mac Groening from The Simpsons. Hey, look, there he is. And Galileo. That's pretty good.
Like the constellation.
Nah, the man who fucking looked at the constellation first and went, I'm having that one. Well, no, he didn't look at it first. Neanderthals were like, that's Uggs. Uggs big ball of gas burning millions of miles away.
We've got Who Furloughed Roger Rabbit. That is very good.
That's a good one.
Here's one that I know we get a kick out of here. The Shrekfist Club.
Yes.
Remake the Breakfast Club with the Shrek cast. Easy
money.
Right, so obviously Bender there's got to be Shrek. I guess Emilio Estevez is Donkey.
Yeah, who's the teacher? That could be obviously be Farquaad.
Yeah, the teacher, the principal's Farquaad. The which one? Molly Ringwald. She could be the princess. So
Fiona.
Who could be the goth girl there? Could it be Gingerbread Man? Could it be Could it be the woman who sounded like a man who worked at the bar in Happily Ever After?
Could be.
Yeah.
That's one to think on.
Keep it. Let us know your suggestions over on Twitter at Filmageddon Quiz. You can see it all down there. We've also got, let's see, Joe Dante's Peak, Groundhog Dames, the best team name ever. Lots of good team names out there this week. So for all those asking what the yellow means, it just means we're pointing out some team names that we want to make a mention of. But yeah, guys, a lot of amazing scores. Like we said, high score of 54, but so many close ones to the top. I mean, at least 9 teams over 50 points, 50 and above. So great stuff. I see a lot of past winners up there as well. So keep fighting to win another title here at Filmageddon. But yeah, that's it. That's all the quiz info. I think actually we might have maybe one more bit of info, one more little bit of data to show you.
Oh.
And it's just showing you guys some locations here. Obviously, London. 53 of the 105 teams came from London, and Moscow, we got UK-wide, Woking, Edinburgh, Chestnut, all over German. I'm going to guess that ends with a Y, Germany. Bath and Surrey. So yeah, a nice separation, a nice, again, wide net of people doing these quizzes. So, again, thank you for the... I feel like we have to say thank you quite a lot. And I like saying thank you because it is well-deserved. The fact that everybody keeps spending time with us every week, watching these vodcasts, obviously taking part in the quiz, and all the other crap that we keep up to keep us busy. We got a podcast that's out. We'll be doing another one this weekend. More vodcasts on the way. Another quiz next weekend. Not next weekend. Wednesday next week, 8 p.m. Rewind quiz number 5. And like I mentioned during the quiz, we might be doing, trying to get some new stuff into those quizzes. It might be like one round of just sort of like general new trivia to keep everyone on your toes. So definitely a reason enough to keep coming back, even if you've been to our Filmageddon quizzes. We want to keep giving you little breadcrumbs here and there to follow to the promised land, which is Filmageddon.
Yes, we are the promised land, I guess. What does that mean? Just thank you very much for everyone who played, everyone who interacted with us as well. Very much appreciated. We get a load of feedback, we get a lot of tweets, we get a lot of fucking, tagging us on Instagram and everything during the quiz. Very much appreciated. So yeah, thank you very much.
Oh, speaking of that, this is why I need to keep these things ahead of me, because you mention all about the people on Instagram and Twitter and stuff. We, of course, do have to give to our quizzing spotlight just before we go, point out some of the nice things you guys had to say about the quiz last night, which we love hearing. Martin, your horror round was incredible. The Hitcher is one of my all-time faves. Came out the year of my birth. We're all a bunch of 80s babies. Yeah.
Yes. Am I really? I was born in 89. I don't,
Too bad you're born in the 80s. When all is said and done, your grave will say you were born in the 80s.
Well, it might be sooner rather than later. We don't know. Jason, I'm only joking. That's no. I'll be fine. Yeah, it was a good round.
All right. Can you believe right after I finished the doc and posted this, the Film Again quiz did a round on 80s horror. I'm going to crush it. My time has come. That's Chloe, who reviewed the 80s horror doc, the massive 4+ hour film In Search of Darkness, which I mentioned on the quiz, which if you haven't had a chance, go and read her review. Very high praise for that. And it is, and if you get a chance, watch the doc because it's great. Give it a purchase. Give it a purchase, I would say. We've got Martin saying, "Thanks again, guys. It's been brilliant." You're welcome. You guys are brilliant, of course. Jimmy, I honestly can't thank Filmageddon enough for the work they put in every Wednesday with their quiz evenings. It is a crappy time for everyone out there, Jimmy, not just you. Trust at me. But we are definitely here for you guys, Jimmy, for anybody out there. We're glad that you guys are enjoying this. We're glad that we're doing something right, trying to bring a bit of, I don't know, entertainment, a bit of fun to what is a pretty crappy time for all of us. But we're going to get out of this, and we're going to be on the other end of it. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. I hear those monkeys. They can get the antibodies, so that's good news, right?
Yeah. What the fuck are you on about?
That was in the news today. Apparently, they've discovered that monkeys can get antibodies to coronavirus, and that's a good sign because their immune systems are very close to ours. Science. Okay, you get your science news here as well, everybody.
See you next week when we're
Matt, our Twitch stream froze for 6 or 7 seconds during the missing quotes round. Fortunately, it came back just when I saw the DeLorean flying away, made an educated guess, and nailed it. Congratulations. And glad you were there for the live quiz this week, because you've been watching the quiz over on YouTube the last few weeks, which we have posted last night, so you can find it now if you did miss it. And so glad you were there with us live. Of course, we got everybody from the team there with their little trinkets and stuff, showing off things that relate to the quiz. I'm always impressed by how they can all find stuff here. And you got Travis there. Travis is up to something. I said it on Twitter. He's got those eyes. He's got those shifty eyes there. Boom. When there's a question in the Film Again quiz about a film that you literally watched for the first time today, but you don't know the answer.
Yeah, you always feel like a bit of a fraud when you're just like, wait, what is it? Oh God, wasn't even listening.
Was I watching that? It's like if someone asked me a question about Scoob right about now, I'd be like, yeah.
Oh, you'd know. You've done an hour podcast on fucking Scoob, so you should know by now.
That's true. Kat says, super sunny today, so tonight's Film Again quiz come with a nice, refreshing alcoholic beverage.
Oh, yes.
I need it to be Friday right now. And then some stuff from Instagram, which I'm loving. Still having lots of fun with Film Again each week. And after last week's round on figurines, Jonathan brought the Wayne Knight, a.k.a. Nedry from Jurassic Park figurine, which was the newest member of the team. That is great. I love that somebody had that figure to hand. And the Groundhog Dame Strike Back, very jealous of that pizza there. So,
oh, hell yes.
I always put off dinner until after the quiz as well, and I'm just sitting here like, oh, I need some food. I need something good, and I never have it. But of course, we thank you for watching again. Another thank you, because we are very thankful to have all you guys along. Again, we wouldn't really be doing this without you guys. I mean, there'd be no point. We could all just talk to each other on the phone. And instead we do this. We do film trivia and quizzes and all that sort of stuff. So thank you, everybody, for taking part, watching it, joining us. And we'll be back in drips and drabs. Maybe a game stream this weekend, Adam? What do you think?
Well, I'm not going anywhere, but okay. You've twisted my arm. And if you don't know what that is, we basically play, it's called Straight to Video Game. We play video games that are based on film franchises. Last week we did The Lion King. Frank was pretty bad at it. We've done Aladdin, So we're gonna do maybe something a little bit different this week. We don't know.
Yeah, and you can find actually. So we do them as live streams pretty much every Saturday. But we actually finally released a cut down version of the Lion King playthrough, which is basically just me getting pissed off for 20 minutes. You can find it over on our YouTube, which is youtube.com/Filmageddon. There it is, right there. S2VG The Lion King stands for Straight to Video Game. And it's a fun little video. It's a fun time. Yeah, we played The Jungle Book. I'm wondering if we're actually going to get off of Disney at any point. So maybe a change of pace this week. We'll see. We'll see. We'll let you know.
Let's do
over on Twitter, where you can follow us, and Instagram, and all those places.
Yeah.
All right. I think that does it for us here today. Until probably the weekend, everybody. It's been me, Frank, and him, Adam, thanking you yet again for joining us on the Filmageddon podcast. Yeah, so until next time, see ya later.
Bye.